To add functionality to this option, we need to compare the ratings and sort them accordingly. Let's first plan what we need to do and how we will do it. And then we will go and write the code for it. First, we need some method which will help us compare the ratings. Well, Kotlin already has something for us in this regard. We will use the comparator class of Kotlin to compare different objects. In this class, we can either pass the ratings of the books or we can directly pass the book object and then extract the ratings from it. Let's go ahead and understand how it works. So we'll go to the dashboard fragment.kt file. Here, we will create a variable called rating comparator. Then, we will use the comparator class here. Inside these angle brackets, we need to pass the data type of the objects we need to compare. So we pass the book here. This book is the data class we created for storing the data of the books. Now inside the body, we will pass the two book objects that we need to compare, that is book 1 and book 2. Then we will write this code. So here we say book1.bookRating. This book rating method extracts the book's rating from the object book 1. Then we use this method compareTo, which will help us compare the two book ratings. And then we use book2.bookRating to extract the book rating of book 2. Then we pass this boolean value as true. Now let's understand how this function works. So this is the syntax that we have used for the rating comparator. 3 cases can happen here. If the strings are identical, that is, in our case if the rating of book 1 is identical to the rating of book 2, the result will be 0. If string 1 has length greater than string 2, that is, if the rating of book 1 is greater than the rating of book 2, then the result will be positive. But if the length of string 2 is greater than that of string 1, that is, if the rating of book 2 is greater than that of book 1, then the result will be negative. Now here, this boolean value is given to ignore the cases of the strings that are being compared. Of course, for ratings, it's not really required, but it's useful while comparing strings. So we have created this rating comparator variable to compare the ratings of two book objects. The next step we need to do here is to handle the click on the menu item we created and add the function for sorting the books according to the results provided by the rating comparator. For handling clicks, we know that we need to use the onOptionsItemSelected method. So let's go ahead and add this method. Now, we have compared the ratings of two books, but we still need to sort the list based on the outcome of the comparator class. So as of now, we have added only one menu item, that is to sort according to rating. But we may have multiple options here. So we need to first check which item is being clicked, right? For this, we can check if the ID of the item being clicked is equal to the ID we have given to the sorting item we made, and then perform the operations for it. Got it? Let's do it now. First, we'll write this statement. Here we are creating a variable called ID in which we are going to store the item ID of the item that was clicked. Done. Next, we will put this conditional statement and check if the ID of the item that was clicked is equal to the ID of this option. This was the ID that we gave to the menu item we created. Now, inside this, we need to write the code for sorting the books. For this, we are going to use this collections class of Java util library. This class has this inbuilt function called sort, which will help us in sorting the list. This function takes 2 parameters. One is the list that needs to be sorted, and the other will be the comparator that we created. So we'll pass the list and the rating comparator variable we created. This will sort the list in increasing order. That is, the books with lowest rating will appear first. But we need the book with the highest rating to appear first, right? For this, we will use this reverse method on the book list. Now let's run the app and see if it works. We click here. Nothing happened. Well, that's because we sorted the list but did not tell the adapter class that it needs to change the order of the list displayed. So let's go back here and write this statement to notify the adapter of the changes. Make sure you write this code inside the onOptions item selected method. Now let's run the app again. There, we have it. The list is getting sorted now. Now if you notice, even the books with the same ratings are getting sorted. We don't want this to happen. We want that if the ratings are the same, then the books should be arranged in alphabetical order. So let's add a conditional for this. We'll go to the comparator and add the conditional here. So here, we can add a condition that if this is equal to 0, then we want to sort the books alphabetically. For this, we will write this code. Here, we have used this book name method on the book objects to extract the book name. And then we have used the compare to function on it. This will sort the books alphabetically. Else, if the ratings are different, then we will simply sort as we did before. Now let's run the app and see. We sort, and yes, the sorting happens as we wanted. So that was all for this video. We have successfully added the sorting feature on the book list. Click Next to further refine your app.